Now it says we're offline.
I rebooted the stream and we're still down. I wonder if we got flagged.
Why would there be a flagging over what I'm talking about?
It's not. We're up.
No, we're up.
We're back up.
We're up.
I'm talking about.
It's not.
Yeah, we're up now. It was just being weird.
Twitch and YouTube, I wouldn't be surprised if we
got booted.
Yeah.
Now, what was the case that you were talking about, Michelle?
Michelle Michael.
Oh, the stream is showing. What's it called? It's capturing
the wrong screen.
Yeah.
There you go. Switch that off. She looks like an actress. Or am I looking up the wrong person?
Michelle Michael.
Yeah.
She
it
was
looks like Michael Michelle.
Her husband in West Virginia named Jimmy Michael. That was like a nurse. I don't remember if he was working in the hospital at the time of the murder or not. I can tell you though that with Shelley Michael, my opinion is that in my opinion, it's just my opinion against anyone else's. In my opinion, Michelle Michael is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't believe that her defense said that her husband Jimmy may have committed suicide or that it may have been his ex-wife. I think it was her. I think that she did it. That's my story about Michelle Michael. I believe she was guilty of murdering her husband and setting the house on fire.
Nice. The nurse and former West Virginia.
I believe it was true that she snuck out of the hospital to go home, inject her husband with rocuronium, set the house on fire, and then drove right back to the hospital, carried on with the workday, and pretended to not know what happened.
I did hear about this one. Yes, this is one of the few that I actually did hear. Where she dipped out on like a break.
Do you think it's possible she could be innocent? Or that could be that she really was telling the truth about what happened?
No, she's probably guilty.
Another person that I believe is guilty is beyond reasonable doubt is Lacey Spears. I don't believe that the hospital was at fault for her son's death. I believe that she murdered him. I believe Lacey Spears insisted, the 48-hour mystery, that she never once poisoned her son with salt. That she tried to help her son. No, I think she did.
Yeah, no doubt.
I believe she was doing that.
Yeah, that one was no doubt. That was the one. If I can't remember the exact turn of events, but essentially they brought the kid in. They limited her interaction with the kid. The kid started to recover, and then as soon as she entered the room again, they actually tested the cup with salt in it. Like it was. And that was the one where the kid actually ended up dying because she just fed him pure salt.
So you agree with me that she was guilty?
Oh, absolutely. That's undeniable. Absolutely. She's a monster.
Do you think Steve would have convicted her if he was on the jury? Or do you think Steve would have maybe believed her defense that she was innocent?
Yeah, John, what do you think?
I think you'd convict her. Absolutely. Simply because the course of events that ended up happening is like it's a very obvious Munchausen by proxy case where she was using the kid for like sympathy and stuff like that. But anytime the kid was in her care, he would have these violent episodes of sick and passing out and doing all this stuff. And it's because she was literally just feeding him salt. But the part that ended up getting her convicted specifically was because somehow the kid ended up at the hospital, and the cops and the nurses were like, no, you can't see him right away. And the kid started to recover and started to improve because they were pumping him full of fluids. And it was like for a split instant, they walked away from the room and the kid started to die. And then that was it. He never recovered. And they found the cup in the room with salt in it. There's no running from that. She's a fucking psycho.
I believe another case where I believe the defendants were guilty. I believe that was Robin Davis and Carol Sissy Saltzman in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Their husband was Robin's husband was found shot on a deserted road, and they claimed that they didn't know what happened on that deserted road, that he must have just met up with somebody, and that person that he met up with killed them. No one really claims they knew what happened. The authorities charged Robin Davis. The authorities claim they knew, though. They claim their idea was that Robin Davis and Carol Sissy Saltzman both worked together, like Thelma and Louise, to lure Brian Davis out to that road, and they shot him there. One of them pulled the trigger. The jury believed they did it, and they're in prison for life now.
Good.
Those two women, I think they're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I believe that. I don't think they're innocent. I think those two women are guilty.
Random killings are actually incredibly rare. So I always love it when people try to use that as a defense. Statistic for random killings. Approximately 10% of homicide victims were killed by strangers. And that was in 2019. The majority of homicides involve victims and offenders who know each other, with 28.3% being killed by acquaintances and 13% by family members. That's a fucking stark statistic.
FYI for you guys, the case I was just talking about, Robin Davis and Carol Saltzman, their defense did not claim that was a random killing. They claimed that the killer, the guy that the defense thought they did know who. From my understanding of this case, the defense thought they did know who committed this murder, and it wasn't Robin and Carol.
It was a third party.
They could have claimed that there was another suspect,
but there was no proof of a third suspect.
They had their own little ideas on why there was proof of another suspect. It's a longer story, but they actually did have their own ideas on why they thought that this jealous husband was actually the killer of Brian Davis.
Now I can look at Robin and tell you that she did it.
I'm trying to think about a case for you guys where I think the person was innocent, but I actually don't know off the top of my head, unfortunately, because most of the people that I encounter, I think they did it, but I also know that I also am firmly convinced there's so many different cases out there where the people actually were innocent. I just can't figure out which ones they are. For me, the Christopher Sutton case was not. I still think he did it, though. As I said before, I still think that he did it. I don't think that one was that clear cut for me.
If I was on the jury, I think I would. I think I would convict him, to be honest with you. There's only really 3 motives when it comes to killing. I mean, maybe 4. We'll say 4. The 4th being the thrill kill. Like you got your murderers who are like the Zodiac, where they pick random people in random places and they go and they commit these acts there. Then the other 3 are very basic. It's either like greed, lust, or jealousy. That's it. Or some combination thereof. Do you disagree, Holden?
I don't know. I don't know if I disagree or not.
You had to
I
think.
I'd have to give that one more time thought. There's a lot of different. I think there could be a lot of different motives to kill someone. Honestly, you never know what's going to set someone off. At the end of the day. So my guess is that I'm more inclined to say that I don't agree. There's only a couple types of murders. I mean, back to like the original point. Even if there are only a couple types of murders, I would still think that still wouldn't convince me beyond a reasonable doubt that Christopher Sutton particularly did it. My opinion in that case is it's my own opinion.
No worries.
It's all my own opinion.
Yeah.
But my opinion on that case is that I'm really set in stone in believing that case was a weaker one. That case should not have ended in a conviction.
I would have to hear cops' deposition to lead one way or another. I'd have to hear.
As I said before, it's all over. That case was on that episode that I mentioned, 48-Hour Mystery. Like the theory about Christopher Sutton was that he was sent to this abusive camp in Somalia, and he never got over being sent to that abusive camp, and he hated his parents for sending him there. And on the stand, when Christopher Sutton took the stand at the trial, the prosecutors made a big deal about was the fact that he never broke down and actually cried about the shooting of his parents. He did break down and cry, but it was over what happened to himself. It was over what happened to himself at that abusive camp, 10 years prior, which made them feel like he was kind of almost in his 30s. I think at that time, I don't know what age he was at the time of trial, but I think he might have been nearing his 30s, and he was still upset over what happened to him as a teenager, still haunted by it.
Yeah.
So that highlighted to the prosecutors that he had such a motive and passion to hate his parents. And I believe his girlfriend took the stand. Christopher Sutton's girlfriend took the stand and said on the stand that Christopher Sutton actually told her before the shooting even ever happened, if there's ever a shooting, my dad's going to be the one that survives, and my mom's going to be the one that dies, and that is the shooting that ended up happening.
That's sort of a weird statement.
The dad did end up surviving, and the mom didn't.
That's sort of a weird. That's a weird statement.
And then the night of the murder, he couldn't wait to get to his girlfriend to be at that movie theater. His girlfriend talked all about how he couldn't wait to be at that movie theater that night at the particular time it started. And then once he was at the movie theater, he was on his phone outside the movie nonstop. And the authorities found that all those calls were to that hitman Garrett Cobb that night. Were actually hitman Garrett Cobb. The authority, they were very suspicious of the fact that out of all the days he could have been calling Garrett Cobb, why was the night of the murder the moment he was talking to Garrett Cobb the most?
Right. Not just any day, but it was literally the day while he was supposed to be out of the house, quote unquote, that he's checking up on the guy that he hired to murder his parents. Bud. Yeah, I'd convict. Yeah.
The dad also said that the security system to that house was also deactivated before the shooting, and Garrett Cobb Garrett Cobb wouldn't have had access to the security system, and the only person the parents really knew of that had access to that security system was Christopher.
Well, the other part about that is that security systems can actually check who logs in and logs out and who deactivates at what point in time. So there's probably damning evidence in that. If it was Chris himself, or if Chris gave Garrett his password, it would show that it was Chris who actually deactivated it.
Yeah, my opinion is solid. I think that Christopher Sutton was guilty in reality, but I don't think that he should have been convicted. I don't believe that.
No,
I believe that
I think
on
he
the
should have
jury, I
been.
don't think they convicted him at all.
I think he should have been. Yes. I think
The jury only took 3 hours to find him guilty.
I don't think it has anything to do with the boot camp or anything. If I were to actually just reading from the case of I have studied a handful of cases, I would say that it was probably because he was expecting to inherit his family's fortune. And that was the goal. And I bet you that he promised to pay Garrett afterwards.
I could tell you that a case where I think the person was guilty, I got a new one. Sandra Franklin, she was on the 48 Hour Mystery episode called Fatal Choice. She claimed that she had to kill her husband because it was in self-defense, that her husband was about to kill her. The jury didn't believe it, and she went to prison. I don't believe her story. I don't think she ever abused. I don't think Peter Franklin ever abused her. I think she was making up that story. So so she could collect on life insurance policy and regain control of his assets. I believe Sandra Franklin is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I think that it is proven beyond a reasonable doubt that she did murder. It wasn't self-defense. There's my little argument on that one. Oh, and I got a case for you now.
That's interesting. You didn't mention that. So Sandra Franklin is the one that got arrested, and she's the one that got convicted. But Peter Franklin actually called 911 himself when the stabbing happened. It's interesting that he didn't say it. He didn't say that it was her. Peter is dead, and his wife was charged with murder. But what could have brought in relationship to this? Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What was your next one?
Marjorie Orban, I think she's innocent. There's a case where I think the person is serving a life sentence with no parole for a murder she didn't commit. I think the man she claimed committed the crime, Larry Weisberg. I think Larry Weisberg did the murder. I don't think it was her. I think she was innocent. I apologize for name dropping Larry Weisberg when he hasn't even really been charged with the crime at all.
Right. This is all speculation.
Dropping names of people that have not been arrested at all on here, but
let's get him over here real quick.
I could be wrong. My opinion on that one is that Larry Weisberg was actually the killer, not her.
Marjorie, what was it? Marjorie
Orban.
Orban or BIN?
BIN.
Or Marjorie Orban. Orban was convicted of murder in 2009 after a trial lasting 8 months. On October 1st, 2009, Marjorie Orban was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole by the Arizona court. Diary of a Showgirl. It was the start of a murder mystery. It had all: sex, lies, greed, and a savage crime, and a beautiful showgirl. I hate modern writers.
Yeah.
A heavy black plastic. He decided to open the container. He sees the torso of a body. Detective Dave Barnes of the Phoenix. All of the insides, all of the internal organs, intestines were missing. I thought, who could do this to a human being? Cut off his arms, his legs. You might not be wrong on this one.
I'm not. I really don't think I am.
Prison stripes are a far cry from the diamonds and furs of Marjorie. Accustomed to. most women don't do disembodiments. They don't chop people up. It's not a part of their thing.
I believe Melanie McGuire in New Jersey did that. Melanie McGuire, I really believe she was guilty in reality, but I also really believe that they didn't have much of a case against her. That's my thoughts on the Melanie McGuire case. Just a little new case that you could hear my take on.
Melanie McGuire. It's different. She's a nurse. That's different.
Yeah,
Okay.
Marjorie Orban, if you watch that episode, I don't think it was her. I think that it was actually Larry Weisberg that did it. I mean, I think it was Larry Weisberg did it. It would be so interesting if she had a jury that actually found her, that actually said not guilty, that actually voted, that actually did her acquittal. And I'm telling you, I would love to see the 48-hour mystery episode that would have been filmed if the jury did what, in that case, what I believe the right thing would have been, should have been. Sorry. I believe with Marjorie Orban, I think that was they didn't have much evidence against her at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's not stereotypical of women to disembowel and completely gut an individual. That's not, unless they are in the business, like a nurse or a coroner or somebody who works in a butcher shop or a slaughterhouse. They don't typically do that.
I could tell you more thoughts about. I have more things about this case. I just wouldn't be comfortable sharing them on here. If you do private messenger with me on Facebook or something,
yeah, just hit us up on here.
I would go into it all.
You're in the chat now. You can hit that up whenever you want. I don't mean the show chat. I mean in the Discord. You can talk in the general, or you can hit us directly anytime you want.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to me, Marjorie Orban. Yeah, I believe Marjorie Orban was innocent. And there's a case, David Ditto. I believe David Ditto was accused of murdering his wife by strangling her. And he claimed she fell down the steps. With David Ditto, my take on him is the 48-hour mystery episode. I'm done on that one. Was called Shattered Dreams. My opinion on David Ditto is that David Ditto was guilty in reality, but I don't think David Ditto is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't believe that David Ditto should have been convicted with the evidence they had on him.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Halden. I am on information overload, brother. These more cases than I can possibly keep up with at this point. Amazing that you keep this all stored in your head.
I keep a lot stored in my head. I could tell you guys the states from largest to smallest in order.
What's the smallest?
What do you think the smallest is?
Hawaii. No.
It's another island state.
Wait. I take that back. It is an island? Staten
It's an island state.
Or Rhode Island. Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's
Rhode
it.
Island.
Family Guy state.
Family Guy state. Largest is easy. That's Alaska.
Yes.
What's the most middle state?
Like what state's in the middle?
Yeah, what is the most middle dead center state?
Okay, I could tell you the 25th.
Okay. That would be it.
I'll say the 25th largest, and I'll also say the 25th smallest. I'll do it both ways.
Okay.
The 25th smallest is Iowa.
Okay.
The 25th largest is Illinois.
Illinois.
2 I states.
Rhode Island actually has 1,045 square miles to be exact. That's amazing. 1045. Well, Halden, we're gonna hop off here and get back to the show. I appreciate you calling in, dude.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, brother.
Take care, Alden.
Yeah, have a good one. Love you, Steve.
Love you too, buddy. Take care.
Bye-bye. That was cool. Yeah, I think we should do that. I think we should do that more often. That was interesting. I think that was a pretty interesting conversation. I've never been hit by so many different murders that I've never heard of.
A wealth of information.
My man was on top of his shit.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the idea of doing like having the option for people to call in and join in that way.
Just I wish there was a way that we could do it like the phone call. Like I could just hit it and I don't have to play with the fucking cameras.
Yeah. Well, you can probably set it where you don't show any non like panel or non. I think that, yeah, isn't it like you click that little ellipsis right there and it's
excuse me,
show non-video participants, and then it's just the camera, and then that's it. Just put it in grid view. That's what I do.
Oh, look at that.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Nobody can actually see what I'm talking about right now. I'm trying to improve your overall video quality. Fuck that. I'm done. I'm going to go back and just do this. And then you're probably, yep, you're giant. Oh no, that's no, stop it. Is that the one? Is that the one? What is happening right now? I don't even know. I broke it, Steve. What is this that I have selected? I don't know what I selected. There you are.
This guy's a noob.
Fucking guy. Shouldn't be doing this in the middle of the stream.
It's all right.
Alden, you were great, dude. You're great guest, brother.
I hope my Taurus vibes didn't come on too strong for you guys.
Not at all. Good, but... Most of my friends are Tauruses, dude. We'll click. Don't worry. I'm a Leo here. I think Steve's a Sagittarius.
No, no, me and Halden, I remembered him and I actually have the same birthday.
No shit.
Yep.
Birthday bros. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like the big screen. You have a much better picture now. You no longer look like fuzzy and expanded. You look good. It's clean.
Thank you.
Look fresh.
This looks good?
Yeah, it looks good.
They were good.
It's good. You could probably.
You look good. The fresh shaved head with the if these cameras could talk.
So
yeah, man.
So I think we hit our topic point, and we also found some interesting other topics.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. Aside from, if anybody who's watching this post stream, please feel free to, because I see we get a lot of views on our videos, specifically like, wait, where is it? Let me pull it up real quick. We've got, here we go, creator dashboard, achievements.
We are achieving things.
Yeah, we gotta complete that stripe setup. Oh god, it's not muted. Why isn't it muted?
What's happening? What is this?
But
the phone.
This is what the megaphone voice sounds.
What the heck was that?
I don't know. Go away. There you go.
That was interesting.
Just clicking random shit on stream.
So, but anyway, if I go to studio, I can see that our past. So we started streaming on Kick. Just a few days. This is just what we're going off of with Kick. Our very first video, New Things Kicking Off, has 23 views.
Interesting.
The other one, and that was Tuesday. Wednesday, we got 19 views on that episode. So far on this one, we have 19 views total. And that's not including the other 9 that we got from the second half when we had to restart the stream. So that's 28 views. So already this episode, we got more views so far. So, but I'm pretty sure people watch these after the stream sometimes.
That's
so if you're watching this,
pretty awesome.
please feel free to press like,
follow, subscribe,
and follow all that. Yeah, and follow us. Turn on those notifications because this is our bread and butter right here.
For every share, I will poke Steve in his eye.
Please don't. No, they'll actually. They'll. God, I hate you. Because you'll do it. I know you'll do it. But anywho, but yeah, we are on the path to verification now. We've completed the path to creator, so we can now monetize this bitch and start making that sweet revenue.
Steve, I don't think the chat likes you very much.
The good shows to everyone I know, my 200 discords I belong to, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
Like I was saying, we're on the path to verification now. And now every time I go to John's house, I gotta fucking wear goggles.
Poked in the eye. What?
So yeah, but I'm gonna get to work making clips and stuff and highlights of our stream. So this is our bread and butter right now. And so please feel free to check out our link tree. We got some cool merch there.
You know how you hear lyrics wrong?
How do you mean?
You know
Like
how,
when you
like,
hear a song and like you think they're saying something?
Yeah, like people thought like Rock the Casbah was Stomp the Cat Box. Like, you know how people hear like lyrics weird?
I've never
Let me
heard of
type it.
Stomp the Cat Box, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So you know the Bare Naked Lady song, Lying in Bed, like Brian Wilson did?
I never listened to Bare Naked Ladies.
Really? Never heard that song? All right. Yeah. You hit me up. So my dad always thought that the lyrics were lying in bed just like Brian Wilson dead. And it just so happens that Brian Wilson died the other day ago. He died on Wednesday. You know who Brian Wilson is?
Mm-mm.
No idea.
I was gonna say that your
Beach
dad
Boys.
seems to have the prediction. The Beach Boys.
Beach Boys. Lead singer of the Beach
Oh,
Boys
man.
died at 82. Fucking crime. He was too young.
Jackie Chan.
Chickadee Chinese chicken. Have a drumstick and your brain stop
Well, because
ticking.
in Rush Hour, he was always listening to the Beach Boys.
I didn't know that. I never watched those movies.
You know.
No,
I
I
can't
have,
say anything. 'Cause
I have
I can't say anything
self-respect.
because, like, I'm like, you've done self-respect. What's wrong with the Rush Hour? Dude, Jackie Chan is fucking amazing. Anything that he's in. Dude, Rumble in the Bronx, one of the best movies of all time.
The only reason I know Rumble in the Bronx is because my best friend Tommy used to say Rumble in the Bronx right before he'd fart.
Why?
Because he's crazy. It's the type of shit that he would do.
Hey, Rumble in the Bronx. It just ripped.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Do you remember Mark? Redheaded
Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark used to stand up in the middle of class and be like, butt trumpet, and just like let him rip out loud.
Oh my God. Of course he
One of
did.
the smartest people I fucking know. And he's just like.
He's an EMT, isn't he?
Mhm. He's a paramedic, and he's a paramedic trainer. he grew up to be
If you
all
see
serious
someone
and
season-
shit.
If you see someone season out, here's what you gotta do.
Bert.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how, like, you know, the people we grew up with that are like absolute cheese balls.
Yeah.
Like Tim, just just channeling his.
Every time you tell me that he's
his
like
inner Ed.
that he's doing something for the people, I'm just like,
Yeah,
he used to walk around going, Narf,
yeah.
Snarf. You'd hear him in the fucking hallway, Snarf.
Oh my god, I love him. Tim, if you ever watch these, brother, I love you. I hope you're doing all right, my man. Miss you. Dude, he's such. There was a video.
Now he
that
tells
came-
people what to do.
Yeah.
He's allowed to carry a gun.
Oh my god. It's America.
America.
Ain't it grand?
I mean, I trust him. I trust him.
There was a video. Like Facebook will sometimes like pop up like
Hit you with a memory.
remember this video, and it's like me and him in like the shed of at his old house, drunk as skunks, just in this mosquito infested shed, blasting music and just being cheeseballs, and it was just, oh my god, the memories. I love it. But yeah, today was fun. I don't really have anything else to add to it aside from, if you're whatever platform you're watching this on, do the thing.
Oh, I got one for you. And actually, I just remembered.
What's up?
I hope we don't go to war.
Oh yeah, isn't like Israel bombing Iran right now?
I believe so.
I saw something like that.
I don't think they're throwing matzo balls, but I really hope that we don't go fucking over there and fucking have anything to do with that.
Watch it actually just be giant matzo balls. Oh man. Yeah, I saw something about that, how they're like, something's going on with Israel and Iran. Like for like, why is Israel, first of all,
Alden?
Israel's like,
Alden, every man needs a hobby.
isn't
okay.
Israel like bombing Palestine too?
I don't know about that one. The only things that I've actually seen is that they bombed Iran, and I believe that they actually took out every single one of their like military higher ups.
Well, isn't it Iran, or no, isn't Israel and Palestine like, don't they have like this, like, they've been constantly in conflict with each other?
Name other than the Saudi Arabians, I don't think there's anybody that hasn't been at constant war since like the 80s. Could be wrong, but
That's all right. 20 more discords to go.
a man talks about numerology. That is that's intense. That's a topic I wouldn't mind talking about a little bit. But yeah, I listen. Israel's been bickering with everybody around it for as long as I can remember. Palestine, Jordan, Yemen, Iran. They've been trying to push us into a fucking war with Iran since I was a child. And I'm stating right now that I want nothing to do with it as an American. And I also don't think that America should support them. I said it. I'm tired of being the world police.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think Israel needs to calm their tits.
I think they should turn the entire area into a parking lot. All of it.
The big parking lot.
I'm dead serious. Bye.
I just don't see why. Why can't we all just get along?
No, we can't.
Why not?
Because of fundamental differences.
So it's like, hey, you're different. I'm different. I'm not going to blow you up for it, but
Fundamentally,
pretty
Steve,
fucking
you and I agree on a lot more than other people.
I just think it's fucking stupid. Live and let live, man. You told me last show
Aaron
that if I'm
Robinson and Raul Ortiz.
because the Rothschilds wouldn't have any way to spend their money.
We talked about that. Hillsborough County Prosecutor Justin Diaz says death of Ortiz.
Yeah.
How old is Robinson that he beat up a 60-year-old man? How do you know all these cases?
The wonders and beauties of autism.
Just call my man out like that.
He's fucking brilliant. Dude, look at Rain Man. Wait, was it Rain Man was did Rain Man have
that's
autism?
not
It was autism.
no. I just had a conversation with the guy for an hour and a half. He wasn't like Ray-Ban. The fuck?
No?
No, but he definitely knows his shit when it comes to fucking obscure ass cases.
Oh yeah.
On
He's
fucking point.
Dude, the information. I think Halden, I think you would do good on those. You ever see those streamers that like
I think Halden needs to study law.
name well that too. They look at like one, what are those places? It's like geo something. Like they geologically, like they see like a particular telephone pole on a road or something, and they can tell exactly what country and what road and where exactly it is. You ever see those?
Yeah.
I know the lyrics to almost every Natalia Kills, aka Teddy Sinclair song. Peyton has autism. His memory is shit, but he remembers everything after he thinks about it. It's scary.
I got the same problem. I know too much, but I have this really fucked up file system. And I'll be like, yeah, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And somebody will just say one of my trigger words, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I just spit out everything about it.
I just drift in and out.
Steve's not always here. I'm telling you, Halden, you're missing your calling. Go study fucking law, dude. If you were able to keep track of cases like this in this fucking way, dude, attorney, you would be dangerous in a court of law.
Dude, yeah, study for the bar, man.
Because that's all court is just talking about prior precedent and using it to determine the outcome of the current court case. So yeah, fuck yeah. And that's all interpreting the law is.
Isn't that what that one show Suits is kind of about? There's that one guy who has like a photographic memory or something, and
I get that. I feel you on that last part. I'd be scared of the responsibility. I feel that because you're playing. Yeah, you are playing with people's lives. Obviously, you have a pretty strong sense of justice and a pretty accurate like moral compass. So I get where you're actually responsible because you gotta have like no fucking soul to be an attorney. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Judging by your voice, I don't know. That's an interesting question, just to put somebody on the spot.
I just thought of like, what if like there was? This is gonna be so fucked up. This is where my brain goes.
What color am I now?
The demons, they come to me in my mind. There I just thought of like what if like someone like joined like the voice chat and was like had a thick like almost like 1960s and 70s like making fun of like Chinese accents, like thick Asian accent, and was just like and then said in chat like, by the way, what do you guys think I am, just judging from my voice? I don't know, that's just where my brain went. I don't know, man. I'm fucking
Halden, the truth is when you said to or just to have to know how to not misspeak or misunderstand all the time, that just comes with practice, bud. That just comes with practice. That's before you hopped on, I was even having the conversation because Steve stepped away. I used to have incredible public speaking anxiety. And I used to like I would sweat. I mean, I still do, but that's because I'm in a 90-degree room. But
I just have that effect on him.
But yeah. Shark bait. Brouhaha. I used to have terrible speaking anxiety. And when we would start up the podcast, I would literally have to like give myself a pep talk before we would go on. Now I have no problem doing this kind of stuff. It's when I'm actually like out in public and talking to people one-on-one, that's where I get the anxiety, because I start overthinking, because there's too much downtime in the conversation that I start over fucking thinking.
Yeah, responding to like a stream of like just like talking to a chat, like a screen, is way different than.
Well, I don't think I could. I mean, I've streamed by myself. I stream by myself when I'm playing video games, but I'm sort of semi-distracted, so it's not as bad. But when I'm not Bernard. My name's John. It's cool though. My birthday is July 27th.
Your new name is Bernard.
I am Bernard. I like that. I kind of look like the white version of Bernard from Westworld. Yeah, right.
I can see it.
He's one of my favorite actors too. He's good.
Oh, he's phenomenal. Love him.
That's interesting. But yeah, when I tried to do like my painting stream, and I was sitting there, I got so uncomfortable that I started getting distracted with like the camera and the chat that it was too hard for me to focus on painting. So I didn't do that.
I remember when you did that a couple of times. Yeah, you were painting your Warhammer figures.
Yeah, it got like, when I paint, I like getting hyper focused and like being into it and checking all the details and the nooks and the crannies and trying to do my best to get it to like pop, and I'm checking lines and all that stuff. And every time that I'm like looking at the chat, it throws me off. And then my brain's like, you should check the chat because it's been a while. And I'm like, nah, I can't do both. I can't do both of that. When I'm playing video games and the chat's there, you can ask Psycho. I suck at checking the chat. But yeah, I would, when it comes to me and you, and I feel like I'm talking directly to you and the chat, it's way easier. And because of this, I gave a speech at my sister's wedding, and that was no problem, where I normally would have like a panic attack before I got to the mic. It's just practice. It sucks to hear.
Put on your helmet.
Put on your helmet. It sucks to hear, but the trick is to just get in front of the mic, just get there and do it.
Yeah. I concur. This monitor cable's all fucked up.
No, you're definitely right. When there's suspicion, that's yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look into Sally Clark. I'd have to get the overall. What was his name? The British guy. Civil. Jimmy Savile. There you go. You want to look into a dark fucking case? Look into Jimmy Savile. I'm sure you probably already know about him. Although I don't think he had anything to do with murder. I don't believe in fairy tales. I'm assuming that is a lyric of some sort. Have you ever heard of Jimmy Savile, Steve?
Nope.
He was basically the UK's Epstein.
Yikes.
He was probably one of the most depraved predators on the face of the planet. He had a children's foundation that dealt with hospitals, and he would help as an honorary orderly without any background checks or anything, because he gave so much money that he was allowed to like live at these hospitals and take care of children. Yeah, you never heard of him? Really? Good old Jimmy Savile.
Yikes.
He's 20 miles away from me. Otherwise I would, Tyson. Jesus. Demanding. Yeah. Look at that bug-eyed freak.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I remember you said something about like it's kind of yawning up a storm. Jesus. Something about like when you see like the way like there's a certain look in the eyes.
Oh yeah.
Of people.
I said that to you. Yeah, when you can see the tops of the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
you know they're fucking. Yeah, that was his gimmick. Always fucking have that face. Never caught. All the documentaries and everything came out after he was dead.
Fucking stupid haircut too.
Well, that was his gimmick. He was this personality. He had a show called like Jim Will Fix It, and it was like a game show, and he would like pick a random thing, and he would like go help some Boy Scout troop or some kids thing. Yeah. Predators don't go to the city to hunt for deer.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me suspicious of anybody who wants to be around children all the fucking time. I got to be around my kids all the time. They're my kids and I don't want to. So when a fucking stranger wants to hang around kids, I got a problem.
Yeah.
All right, you're winding down. I can tell that you're running out of shit to talk about.
Yeah, I'm yawning up a storm. About to make a coffee and see if I can fucking do something.
Hold on, I can't keep up with all of them, bud. Sandy, I've never heard of Sandy Murphy. Or Rick Tabish. My man's got him. He's just fucking throwing them at me. I don't know. I appreciate this. I wish I had you. I wish we figured out the mic situation back when we were doing the serial killer episode.
We could always do another one. It's not like we don't have enough content to rip off of now. And I actually want to bring baby mama on at some point because that's her jam too, and she actually works at an attorney's office.
Was it Bud and Rose Smith?
Is it pronounced Smith? I'm calling it Smythe this whole time.
Dick. Was Bud's something other? Was it Bud and Mary? No. Bud, was it? No, that was the guy who shot himself on TV, Bud Dwyer. Bud. Was it Bud and June Runyon? Them? British couple murder. Bud West. Bud. Was it Bud West? Rose. Fred West. That's what his name. His name was Fred West. I'm misremembering this because I thought she got off, but no, she got hit with the same. You want to talk about a dark case? You don't like dark cases. You don't like any of these cases. You don't like this stuff.
No,
Halden, I guarantee you. Halden, have you heard of Fred and Rose West? They murdered like all of their children. This is one of those cases that doesn't fit my belief that there's three motivations. Good night, Tyson.
Take care, my man.
Better view of Florida crawling. It's out. You haven't heard of Fred and Rose West? You got to check them out. It's wild story. Wild.
Wait, you just mentioned one that he hasn't heard of?
I got one. Man. Wow. You know the band Interpol? Steve?
Oh, me? Yeah, I've heard of Interpol.
I
never
Interpol?
listened to it. I think, or I might be thinking of Snow Patrol. I don't think
they do the song.
I've heard of Interpol.
They do the song "Evil." Rosemary, heaven restores you in life.
I don't think so.
You don't know that song? Oh, you got to look it up. It's based. The whole song's based off of this relationship. Yeah, check out Interpol, Interpol. And the song's called "Evil," and it's all about Fred and Rose West. That's how I found out about them, to be perfectly honest with you. Interpol also did like an entire album, all songs based off of serial killers. So that's another reason why I found out about a bunch of them. But yeah, they killed their children. And they killed their like stepchildren, and they killed random ass people, and they just were like on a killing spree and all forms of debauchery.
Yikes.
All right, since I'm losing you,
I'm sorry. I'm
it's
like,
cool.
might make some coffee or something. Yeah, especially with like murder stuff. I'm not too well versed in.
You're no fun, Steve.
I know. I'm sorry. Let's do a whole episode on Star Wars.
Is there another subject that you really like?
Not really.
Any other subject?
I'm I don't know.
You want to talk music?
Not-
Let's do a whole thing on Coheed and Cambria.
Okay.
I'm all about it. Your subjects are not devalued, my brother.
Appreciate that.
Please see my Darlie Routier comment. Yeah, I saw my relative was a witness in the Darlie Routier murder trial in Texas. I saw that. I know I didn't say it out loud, but yeah. Go check out Interpol. Go check out the song Evil. Go watch the video. It's the creepiest puppets I've ever seen in my entire life. And then go check out Fred and Rosemary West because they're about to do a documentary about it. And it's some fucking wild shit. On that note, it's 10:36. Friends, fellows, brothers and sisters at arms. I'm gonna go eat something. I love all of you. This was a blast. Halden, thank you for calling in tonight, bro.
Absolutely. Definitely came in a clutch.
I just got my back to crack. That was pretty good.
Oh, I felt like I needed to crack my back yesterday.
You need a new chair.
Yeah, that I do. Yeah, this chair sucks. It's fucking wobbly and uncomfortable.
Just get beanbag chairs.
Oh, that sounds so good.